Well, hello. How are you guys doing? Good. Would you mind if I take a moment and just breathe so I can settle in here so I can talk to you? I really need it. So. All right, let me introduce myself really quick because I know we don't have that much time for me to kind of just breathe here. My name is 𝗥𝗴𝗵𝗱𝗀𝗄. I'm the founder and CEO of Sangha Estidama Hub. Sangha means community inside street. Estidama means sustainability in Arabic. I'm also an international certified holistic health and wellbeing coach. I'm a 𝗙𝗂𝗵𝗵𝗱𝗶𝗶𝗴𝗁 advocate, 120 decided delegate last year. But what does that all mean? Let me take you on a journey. So, when I was around the age of 6 or 10, my aunt used to come to me and ask me, "How's your soul doing?" I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "What have you done for your soul?" I'm like, "What does that even mean?" And I think that got me wondering what it meant. But she wouldn't just leave me there. She would come and tell me, "Let me teach you a few things that you could do if you want prosperity, if you want ease, if you want knowledge." And she'd teach me a few words. And I was, just like, "You can try. They're powerful." And I would go and try, and then I used to come back to her and teach me more. And that's an inspiration that I received that kind of expanded my vision. But then it also kind of triggered my curiosity. I want to understand more. I want to dive into that more. So it triggered a lot of questions. But the more I asked questions, I realized the answers I'm receiving are very similar, are very repetitive. And that really triggered me. I was scared because it meant one thing. It meant that we all have similar questions, and we received one single answer, and we're not really thinking for ourselves. Imagine how many people out here are repeating the same answers that they received when they asked the questions that I did. But that's it. They took it and moved on, and they grew up without even exploring it. What a shame. But it kept me also wondering, if that's the case, how can we change it? Why are we here? What does it mean to be human? And how can we change it? So, as a teenager, as I grew up, of course, I was frustrated, and I was just challenging. I was not out of anger, but there is anger for sure, but out of also wanting to change, wanting to explore more beyond what could exist. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe your answer is correct, that's why you're repeating it. But I needed to kind of make sure. But then, in school they teach us about all those historical figures, right? And they were scientists, they were poets, they were philosophers, all those things. But when my turn came to choose a major, I was forced to choose one thing. And that really annoyed me. I was like, why am I supposed to be one thing when I know I can do so much more? When you talk to me about all those historical figures that we still talk about and celebrate, but when it's my turn, I have to pick one thing. And I was like, if that's what I have to do and go through, then what is the one thing that I could pick to ensure that changes? So I decided, I've made a promise to myself. I said, Raghad, you're not allowed to complain until you do something about it. So I decided to study politics and international relations. And then I did my master's in public policy. And as a Saudi female, back then, I was told, I don't know if you have a future in that kind of field. Saudi female, I don't know. Study business, study anything else, you can still create change. But they were wrong, because as soon as I graduated from my master's, there was the launch of Saudi Vision 2030. And who were they looking for? Someone who's prepared. And I learned a huge lesson there in that moment. We are all born with this desire. There's something that kind of pushes through your head. Everything in your reality at that time didn't make sense. But there's a guidance system, there's something bigger there that we usually don't listen to and limits us. When we are in high school and we're picking a major, we're usually guided to pick something that is relevant today. But you're not acting today, you're acting for a few 5, 6 years. Why not listen to that? So when I told you I have no future as a female, I had to kind of guarantee a future for myself. So I was working nonstop. Any NGO, any opportunity, anything, get me involved. And right then, I was selected to go to UNESCO, and I went there for 2 years. And when I was at UNESCO, I realized something very important. Organizations are just like nations. Their success and failure is centered with people. And then COVID hits, and I realized something bigger. The state, I want you to really imagine what I'm going to say right now. If you want to close your eyes and hear it, feel free to do so. The state of the world, imagine the state of the world, the good, the bad, that exists, is nothing but a reflection of the state of the citizens of the world. The state of the world is nothing but a reflection of the state of the citizens of the world. And that's when I decided to come back to Saudi and start my company, which is called Sangha Estidama Hub. And it's mainly driven by that statement. So I wanted to guarantee, so if that statement is accurate, how can we set a standard for every single individual that comes into this life? For them to be well, conscious, green, active citizens. That's the standard we want. Nothing less, nothing more. We all deserve to be well, conscious, green, active citizens. I'd love one more, just in case I missed something that you guys see that you have it. So as we go on, let me know. So I decided to create this program that is based on 𝗏𝗵𝗱𝗶𝗶𝗏𝗏 positive psychology, the 5 elements of well-being. So P for positive emotions. How can you understand your emotions in this guided system? So remember my story. How can you really understand how to manage your emotions? They're there to guide you. It's not who you are, it's a guided system. How can you trigger positive emotions as well? Engagement. What are your characteristics? And how can you pick your career or major that you're choosing based on your characteristics? Strength. And science says if you do that and activate your characteristics on a daily basis, your well-being and satisfaction increase. If your well-being and satisfaction increase or productivity increase, there's simple equations. It starts with you, but we usually don't give it that much work and attention. Positive relationships, the art of listening, the art of communication, tolerance and compassion to build healthy societies. Meaning, what it means to be human, what is your purpose here, why are you here, what are your values? How can you become a life detective and understand that everything happens for a reason? Nothing is a coincidence. The fact that you're here and your life takes you through a sequence of events is there to guide you more and more towards your purpose. Be a life detective. Approach yourself with curiosity. Understand that you're very valuable. Understand your worth so you can share it. Your life is data. Give it its worth, and it will be worth. It will have an impact on society, on the economy. Just contribute, share it. But you can only do that when you understand your worth, when you understand why you're here. And accomplishment. How can you give back? And we're looking at that as the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. And we usually say, approach your subconscious mind as a soil. Everything that you tell yourself is mentality is a seed that is planted. How can you approach it and see what flourishes and what weeds that you can get out and stores your soil? And how can you plant new beliefs and new values and new goals? And we actually do through our planting session. Just to have that bit of interactive planetary well-being approach to it, because there's not really a disconnect between who you are and the environment and nature and part of a huger ecosystem. Imagine if we just started learning in different ways, playful ways, interactive, engaging ways. And that's what we're trying to do. I think we live in a time, and we're going to continue to hear that throughout the session. We need to rethink the status quo and embrace new ways of thinking and actively engage in widespread system innovation. We tend to forget that we are the system. You are the system. Who you are, what you believe manifests becomes the system, becomes who you are. And our current education system is built on the Industrial Revolution model, in IQ alone. And as we live in an AI-driven world, that doesn't work. We need emotional intelligence, we need resilience. So what kind of steps do we need to take in order for us to reach there? So my vision for the world truly is to revolutionize the education system, prioritize well-being emotional intelligence, and leadership education. Because there's the challenges we're facing today and the future we're trying to envision need specific kind of leaders. But our education system didn't change to meet that. When are we going to take that seriously if we really want that change to happen? If we really want to achieve sustainable goals? And I'd like that to manifest itself into transition to a well-being economy, an economic system that puts people and the planet in the center of decision making, an economic system that measures growth based on well-being factors rather than GDP alone. And there's a lot of real-life examples that kind of taking us right that direction. From Sangha, in UAE we have the Well School Network and the Wellbeing Economy Alliance. So I think what will help us to kind of reach that point is a process of learning and unlearning and advocating and collaborating. And I would like to share with you the Wellbeing Economy Alliance. It's like a alliance of governments, organizations, startups, individuals, and youth who really advocate for a well-being economy and that transition. There's hubs all over the world, but in our region there's none. So if you're interested to learn more, it's a community where they share research, collaborate, creating hubs, advocate, just join and learn, expand, challenge. I urge you to check it out. Thank you.